Hey, 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 what's happening? What's happening? Hey, goodness to you. It's Sporty King. And I say goodness because I don't know whether you're watching morning, afternoon, or evening. So I don't have to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, but goodness. Because isn't it great to have good in front of your salutation? Look, we've got less than 2 minutes for today's broadcast, but I like to just come on. I've decided I'll try to come on like 2 minutes early, just give people a chance to shut down what they're doing. That's a tech tip for those who are doing online broadcast. Don't worry about coming on the exact time you say. Try to come on a little early so that you can start at the exact time that you say, rather than saying, "Oh, I want to wait for other people." But hey, let's put in where you're looking from. We got less than a minute for today's message. Put in the thread, even if you're watching the video, put in the thread where you're zooming in from, or because we're not zooming, but where you're looking from. Because I'm on an technology called StreamYard, where I'm broadcasting simultaneously to Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube. So, put where you're viewing from, so I can click on that and let other people see. Because people on Zoom, on Facebook, don't see what the people from LinkedIn say, and LinkedIn don't see what the people they said, and YouTube, all of that, right? That's what I like to do. So y'all know how I roll, but that's just in case anybody, this is your first time. That's kind of how I like to do it. So we've got less than 30 seconds. Yeah, we got less than 30 seconds for today's message. So get ready for that. And if you're just coming on, you already see I got the goodness up there for you. I'm going to get that goodness out of our way and get us going right now. So, welcome, 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 welcome to Gift Friday. I created it because so often we hear people say TGIF. Thank God it's Friday. But I say, what allure does Friday have to the person who took their last breath on Thursday? Therefore, I use what I learned from Psalm 92 and 2, and that is, it is good to proclaim your unfailing love in the morning, your faithfulness in the evening. And what that does is allow me to, instead of saying TGIF, thank God it's Friday, I say TGIT. Thank God it's today. And then TGIT, thank God it's tonight. Because the gift and blessing to be able to wake up, go through a whole day, get a chance to go to sleep and do it again, that's what I'm TGITing for, okay? Just thanking God all the time. And what that allows me to do is to bring in another of my favorite scriptures, and that's Matthew 6 and 34, which says, therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will bring its own worries. Thank God it's tonight. Today's trouble is enough for today. Thank God it's today. Yes, darkness always comes before the light. So what we do is have a different way of looking at TGIF. Yeah, let's not just throw it out the bath. When I say throw it out, throw the baby out with the bathwater. Let's recognize that we can take TGIF and turn it to trusting God is free. As we think about the greatest gift that we receive every day from doing the bravest thing that we can do every night, or even sometimes we do it during the day, and that is lay your head down and go to sleep. That's brave. Do you realize how brave you are? Because you're not guaranteed to wake up. So trusting God is free. It doesn't cost you a thing to wake up every morning. And that is why we want to do a little bit of math. And let's take the T from the front of TGIF and move it to the end. And we see that we get GIFT, the gift, what we should really be thanking for God for. And that is the gift of today. See, God is for today. So that's why I've created Gift Friday. Gift Friday is the online sharing of one of my poetic messages or inspirational messages to help you share it with some audiences, friends and family, and even with yourself, to uplift yourself, to uplift those people and help people recognize that this gift is something that we've taken for granted. Let's never say that we've not taken it for granted. We've taken something for granted. But the key is forgive yourself, because once you caught that you took it for granted, you pulled yourself back up together and really appreciated it. And that is actually how you get through the next day. And that's part of the gift. So after I read the poem, Then I'll drop it in the thread in LinkedIn and Facebook, and therefore you can have a colorful keepsake copy if you like. And what I want to say is this week's poem is ideal for a good laugh at one of my outlooks on life. Now I'm trying to do this without wearing my glasses. So come on, then turn for me. There we go. Bigger type. Okay. So as some of you may know, my car died this week. Yeah, my car died, and I'm in the process of seeing what it left me in the will. And while it could be easy to be upset and despondent, I'm looking at the fact that God had made some unexpected deposits in my bank account these last few weeks of what at first I thought was spending money. And I now see it was saving me money. Because see, I thought it was extra or get ahead money. No, it turns out that that money saved me. It prepared. It was there to prepare me for the next storm ahead. You've heard me say before that we're always going through a storm, but it's the self-fulfilling prophecy of through, because we're always in a storm. Once we get through one storm, we will walk into a new storm. That's the beauty of it all. Try to find as many ways and opportunities to not be despondent or upset, but to slow down and recognize, what have I got here? So yeah, I thought I had spending money, but instead this was saving money, because God said, okay, something's coming up that you're going to need this money for. And that's why I put it in your account. That's why I'm not upset about what's going on, because see, my budget has to do a little bit of stretching to include a car purchase. It reminded me of how when my money is low, I never like to say to somebody, yeah, I'm broke. Yeah, I don't claim brokenness. I don't do it. But I do claim and understand that sometimes my money is low. Okay. So what I did is I created a poem called My Money's on Vacation. Yeah, I'm not broke, just that my money's on vacation. And you'll find that in my book, A Poet in Every Prophet, which is my 2001 through 2011 collection of poetic wisdom and positivity. Notice the creativity, by the way, in the title. Poet, P-O-E-T, is in the word prophet. And therefore, I like to use that to also encourage. I did actually dedicate the book to a group of young poets at Purdue University's Black cultural ensemble called the Haraka Writers. And I always said to them, when they say, "Oh, Mr. Sporty, you think this is a good poem?" I'm like, "Yo, you go to Purdue, that's a great poem." But let's encourage young poets. And as a poet, recognize that your poetry is good because God sent it through you. No one else was supposed to write that poem. I even had a friend say to me that that somebody else told them that they didn't think that I was that good of a poem. They didn't like the way I read or recited my poetry, blah, 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 something to that effect. And I just laughed. Because I'm like, you know what? Then guess what? The poem wasn't for them. I present the way I do. I read my poetry the way I see the poem. And so that becomes the key. Don't let people get you caught up comparing you to someone else. You don't have to recite or live like anybody else. You have to recite and live like yourself. So in fact, what they may have not liked about how I read my poem is actually how my poetry should be read. All right. So that's the book. And then you can get that at sportyking.com. You can get a free autograph with every purchase. You can't beat that. So this poem is My Money's on Vacation. My hand came out of my pocket empty the other day. I checked the other one, the two in the back, but it was all in vain. My money had gone away. I looked under the bed, the closet shelves overhead, the back of the drawer behind the bathroom door. It wasn't stuffed in the mattress. I even double-checked my address. I tried the cookie jar, the glove compartment in my car. I called it. It didn't answer. Did it ignore me like caller ID? My voice echoed in my head. Oh, where can it be? Not in the poem, but Aren't these some of the places you look for your money? Back to the poem. So I checked my checkbook, took into account my bank account. The shoebox didn't have a red cent. The truth is, I have no idea where it actually went. No matter where I looked, I couldn't see it, couldn't hear it, feel it, taste it, and I couldn't pick up a scent. Outside the poem, see, those are the five senses that we use when we need to get something done. Back to the poem. Still, I remain pretty confident it'll show up right around the time to help me pay the rent. So I'm waiting for my money to come back from vacation. It said it'd be back in moderation. Hasn't lied to me yet. What can I say? Though there are times where it calls and extended the stay. Thankfully, it has been more prone to show up when I least expected it, right on time. And I never rejected it. It returns totally rejuvenated, yet ready to leave again. But hey, that's what money does. It's a different kind of friend. You see, money's always on the go. It's not partial to the summer, has no problem with the snow, doesn't wither in the fall, nor jump ship in the spring. So I've gotten used to it being on vacation. It's really no big thing. My money is on vacation, but it said it would be back soon. I suggest you have a conversation with yours, and your life will keep playing in tune. So don't be broke. Just recognize that your money is on vacation and it will be back soon. And I'll have a new car. At first, I was impetuous, and I said, "Oh yeah, but once I decide once my mechanic told me, yeah, you know what, you need to let it go." He told me that on Tuesday, so I went and picked up my car on Wednesday, and I said, "Okay, well Thursday I'll be, selling it and trading it in and getting a new one." Then I said, "You know what? Slow down, and really do the research." And that's what I'm doing about getting another car. And I'm so careful not to say a new car, even though it'll be new to me. Okay. But I'm just deciding, let me just go carless for a couple of days. And because I don't have anything that I have to do. See, sometimes just take your time. Let your money be on vacation and let it have a good time. Let you have a good time. Let yourself be on vacation. Take a break from the stress and the hustle and bustle of this world, and recognize that your money is just going to have to be on vacation sometimes. So I'm going to take my time, get my budget back together. And in fact, it's so cool because what my mechanic said to me when I was talking about what kind of car I was getting, he said, "Hey, look, with the type of driving you do, you need to get this type of car." And he gave me great advice. So and it's funny because when he realized how far I drive to get to his shop, it's a Meineke shop in Pineville. I give him a shout out, Pineville, North Carolina. He said, you drive all the way over here?" Because he didn't realize that. And I said, "Yes, because y'all have been wonderful for me and honest." And so and I used to live over there. That's when I started with them. And so now I make it my business to go there. So all of that. See, those are the types of thing I keep in mind, and you can keep in mind. I don't focus on the money part. I focus on the gift. And recognize that. Always remember that money is not the essence of your gift. Okay, you are the essence of your gift. And again, I can say the book can be found at sportyking.com, but you are the essence of your gifts, as you always remember that God is for today. Thank you for joining me on Gift Friday. If you're watching the video, don't forget to put in the thread where you're watching from so I can give you a shout out and say hello. Have a safe and wonderful weekend. Over and out. Peace. And keep believing. I decided to wear that shirt today. God is good. Ciao.